Hello, hello.
Welcome to Taboo Chronicles. I'm your co-host, Nisha, the social advocate.
Oh, Roberta, the tool lady.
And Jackie, the wellness advocate.
And we want to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in and sticking in with us. Today's topic is goals. It's a new year. It's 2024. It's time for new year, new me. As much as people are starting not to feel that, we still believe in it. If you want to start the new year off with the new year, new you, by all means do it and achieve those goals. It's never too late, never too early.
Yes, that's right.
So I guess, oh yeah, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube,
Instagram. Yeah,
Taboo Chronicles podcast.
Yes. YouTube will be up hopefully soon. And as y'all could tell, our name changed from Put It All on the Table to Taboo Chronicles podcast. All right. So things look a little different, but it's still us. We're still here. We're still here to bring awareness on mental health and to break the walls and have raw and honest conversations.
Build them bridges.
Yes.
Closing the gaps. So I guess I could start my goal, y'all. Let me tell you. So y'all know from previous episodes, 2023 was a rough year for your girl, okay? But God is real, God is faithful, and 2024 is looking up. My goal for this year is to get my pole dance business off the ground, House of Embodiment. Follow me on Instagram. Business is looking good. I'm doing pole parties, doing classes, and I'm keeping my eyes on the prize. And yeah, that's me. What you got going, Roberta?
Well, okay. For me, I've got a lot going on as well. I've got the Put It All on Red podcast, which is going to be on tomorrow. I kind of went in live earlier. I tried to because it's my first time going Instagram live. So I said I'm going to start that more so that I can bring not only just awareness to our program tonight, but also to the program I have tomorrow. So I have that. Also, I have a guest tomorrow. She's talking about millionaires. I'm just throwing it out there, because who don't want to be a millionaire?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right. So she gonna come and talk to us about how to make us millionaires. I talked to her earlier. Right. Ain't nothing like some money, baby. But I'm really excited. You know, it's a African proverb. Say, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your character."
Absolutely.
So what that means is, we got to be going somewhere, girls. And not only are we going somewhere, we're matching over folks that's going somewhere, right?
Yes.
Because there's also a part in the Bible. I always tell people this: your circle matters.
Oh yeah.
God healed a paralyzed man because of his friend's faith.
Mm-hmm.
So your circle matters.
Yes.
I ain't saying you got to be around millionaires or all, the president of the United States type of thing, but be around like-minded people and people who challenge you, people who are not comfortable with themselves where they are and are always trying to elevate and hold you accountable in your goals for 2024 to get your shit together.
Yes. That's actually one of the dimensions of wellness, your social circle, your social wellness. That's a big, big part of a lot of things. I know for me personally, I really had to, lose a lot of friendships, where I had to cut a lot of people out of my life, keep them at the distance. I'm like, I love you, but I'm loving you from a distance because you're not trying to elevate me. You're trying to keep me down. You want to pull me back to where I was. And it's like, no, that's not what I want. That's not who I want around me. I want people who want to win and who want others to win and to elevate and hold me accountable. I like that too, definitely. And for me, of course, we have our podcast. And I myself, I hadn't announced this nowhere. With Beam Media, where we were having the live unscripted show. Well, they've offered me to be like their I guess like their host of another show.
Yay, Jackie!
Yes. So I have.
I'm excited. Let me go win.
I know, yes. Those are airing. But yeah, I have that, and of course my content creator page, Jackie the Wellness Advocate. I'm in the works of getting that as an LLC, so that I can get paid as a public speaker and different things, because I've been getting inquiries for that as well. So a lot of things are looking really, really up and bright for this year, I think, for all of
So let's talk. Y'all drop in the comments. Let's engage a little bit.
Yes.
What do you guys have planned for 2024?
Yeah.
What did 2023 teach you? What are you leaving in 2023? What are you bringing with you from 2023 to 2024? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it, baby.
Yeah, because you hear from us, we've lost relationships.
Yes.
Maybe mended some, right? Maybe we have mended some as well. And just really setting goals and being intentional, right? And setting smart goals.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because I think a lot of people, you hear it, but I think sometimes you just need to hear it again, right? So let's get into it.
Okay.
Smart.
You want it to be measurable and tangible.
Yes.
Now I know my goal. I would like for my goal of 2024 would be to make $1 million in my business. Is it possible? Yes. Is it a realistic goal for me right now? No. I think I should focus on something more realistic, like maybe 50 grand, like that way it can be something that I can easily see myself achieving. And that way that $1 million will be easier to achieve versus trying to squeeze it all into 1 year, because then I'm probably just, it's going to be hard and difficult.
Yeah. So measurable, realistic, tangible.
Yes.
That means that it's actually, you can get to it. Same thing, because I could say I want to be making $1 million this year, and that's not tangible. Set a smaller goal. Someone said, leaving all of the negative in the past. The goal is to continue to elevate. For me, currently working with the film director for Power Platform.
Hey!
Yes, that's awesome.
We're going to be on TV?
Yes.
More TV. That is a wonderful. Congratulations, Kesha.
I love it.
I love to hear that. I love to hear it.
Well, I think the other part of it is when you have to remember that in order to reach a goal, you have to see yourself reaching it. Right?
Oh yeah.
So some people, they have goals, but they don't even see themselves reaching it. And so I would say first is to self-reflect to yourself. Have a discussion with yourself. Reflect on yourself. Hey, what do I see myself doing? Because the whole thing is, if you don't believe it, how are you going to reach? How are you going to achieve it? How are you going to reach it? And then be aware that may be an issue. It may have been an issue in the past. And then I know we said, okay, this is a new year, and I forgot to say Happy New Year, y'all.
Oh, yes, Happy New Year.
So sorry. This is our first show for 24. And but what I will say is, not only make a goal for now, for this year, make a goal for your life.
Yes.
For your life. We have short term, we have long term, and then you can have in between time goals. So make goals that are fit all across. You don't have to have, all of them don't have to be within the next 6 months. Some of them can be next 10 months, next 10 years. Dream. Dream. And I like that. Write the vision and make it a plan.
Yes.
And what you're saying with the 10 years and the 6 months, my 10-year goal could be $1 million, but I need realistic plan goals that build up to 10 years. So my 6-month goal, what am I going to do and how am I going to reach that and build off of that? I can't just say, okay, at 10 years, I'm going to make $1 million and then be like, yeah. Nah. That's not gonna happen.
It has
That's
to
not
be
gonna work.
1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and then your 10 year.
And then that way the goal makes sense, and me reaching my $1 million at 10 years is more realistic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also think about it from like a clinical standpoint. You know how we have goals and objectives?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my long-term goal for 6 months until I get my next review is learn how to cope better in my anger. Okay, so my objectives are going to tell me what I'm going to do. Okay, when I'm feeling this, I'm going to use this coping skill. Or in these moments, I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn about that. That way, that goal you have is easily attainable.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I like what you said with your life, because for me, my goal is to stay consistent with my therapy and with my medication and my self-care. Ensure that those things are in place so that I don't fall back. Yes. Because the way that you don't, fall back into that depression, I mean, it could happen, right? I mean, it still can happen regardless. If you're on your medication, you're going to therapy, it can still happen because life be life, and there are situations that are going to throw you off course. But if you have things in place to keep you from falling into the deep depression, into that deep anxiety, into a panic attack, having things in place. Yes, being proactive, not reactive. And so that means for me, doing my mindfulness and just taking time to hang out with my girlfriends, with my sisters, and getting my nails done. Like those things are those things are things that make me happy and make me feel better. And for me too, and I don't know why I keep getting shit about being dressed up and having my hair done and having makeup to work and to different places, and I'm like, it doesn't affect you, me being dressed up. If you feel some type of way, that seems like a personal problem.
Hello,
to me.
somebody.
Right.
How you mad? I feel good.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna say I did a reel earlier about that.
I saw it. That was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And they were talking about that, right? And today was kind of laid back day for us at work. So when I got up for work this morning, I said no. I said, you know what? I want to put on this jacket. It's got false fur, right?
I love it.
Yeah, I love playing with false fur, right? But then I got a man beat up under. But anyway.
You'll beat someone up. You'll be
right? And then I got my costume jewelry on.
That's cute.
I love it.
So I dress up for me.
Yeah.
For me. I got my red lipstick. I got my red fingernails.
I love it.
Okay, but it's not for nobody else. This is for Roberta. So
that's
do that. Yeah, do that for you.
Yeah,
you deserve it. You know, when women say, "Well, Roberta, I don't even wear makeup. I don't know how to wear." That's yeah. Because guess what?
I'ma wear it.
I'ma do me, and you do you.
Because when it comes to getting cute, I'ma put it on.
Oh yeah, and I show out. And I think the issue is too the confidence that you have. You know, it's intimidation, it's envy, it's jealousy, it's a lot of things, especially when you're new to maybe a group or maybe new to workplace, new to whatever the situation may be. It's a party that's your friend's party, so these people don't know you. They're automatically looking at you as competition, and they're like, oh no, I don't like that person. Why? Just because I'm looking good, just because I care about the way I look, just because I want looking good makes me feel good.
And that goes back to your goals. It don't matter how nobody else feel about your goals. It don't matter about how somebody believes in it or whether they don't believe in it. If you believe in it and God told you this where you need to be, do that. That is something that I learned in 2023 is to focus on me and how I felt. My friend told me today, she said, Nisha, you just changed since last year. It's like you so slow to anger. You don't care about how nobody feel. I said, girl, I did the work. I prayed. I manifested. I journaled. I did everything I needed to do. And I just woke up one day and I was different. Things that used to move me don't move me no more.
Yeah. I love it.
What I care about is what I care about. If other people do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It don't change me. And that was one of my big goals for 2023.
Have y'all heard this song called Choose Me? I actually made a reel about it. I'll share it on our page, and then I'll probably use it with one of our videos. But I really like that song because it says, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I choose me.
That's good stuff.
Ooh.
And I'm like, ooh. And I started listening to this girl's music. Man, I downloaded like 15 of her songs. She's
What's her
amazing.
name?
I cannot remember her name right now. I'm going to look it up right now. But in my way, too, the way I interpret the song, too, is I choose me and I choose my family over everything and anything. No matter what happens, trials, tribulations, there's lightning and thundering and flooding. Whatever it is, my focus is me and my family.
That's good.
Choose you. Choose you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you can't take care of yourself, you know, because we have people who want to take care of other people, and we're all three of us are caregivers in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And I say that even with our profession, yeah, we're servants, public servants is that, you know, so we even take you at your lowest and we try to help you. So that's something that's already implanted in us. But a lot of times, because it's such a selfish field, we put ourselves back. So choose you. Choose you, you know, and not put yourself back. Because like I said, even if we don't have families, with our careers, we put ourselves last.
Yes.
And so we do that. I love that.
And when we say choose you, we don't mean choose you necessarily at the expense of others, but if it comes with the expense of others at the same time, sometimes that's what it takes. Even if you have to choose you, and relationships will be ruined because you're choosing you. Sometimes that's just what you got to do, and you'll see. You might not see the end of the tunnel or understand what's happening in the moment, but once things continue and you continue to choose you, it'll start to reveal itself. You'll start to understand, okay, this is why this person walked out of my life. You might one day start feeling different. Your life might be more comfortable. You might have more peace in your life. Your life might be less confusing. And it's because you chose you, and the people who did not align with you removed themselves. Yeah. And now things are starting to make sense. Now you see clearly. Now there's less confusion. There's less turmoil. There's less chaos. Just by this one person not being in your life. So please choose you.
Right.
Stop putting yourself in the back burner, because if there was one thing that if there's one thing that I could say that really gave me my aha moment, my moment of like, I have so much to be happy about. When you're in depression, you have many things to look around and be happy about, but you're not really, you know, it's not given because you're in that hole. But once I got out of it, once the fog was lifting and I really reflected, what the issue was, I kept putting myself on the back burner. That's what I kept doing. I kept not pouring into myself. You cannot pour into others unless you pour into yourself. And what I say is, pour into your cup, and what poureth over is for everyone else.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, and it's just you know it. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm in this, you know, field of mental health, wellness, social work, advocacy, and I know this, right? I know in order to be a servant, because I have such a giving and serving heart, I have to pour into myself. But it's sometimes like looking back, I'm like, I just kept pouring into everyone else, my kids, my husband, my house, whatever it was, my job, and doing that's what burned me out. And that's why I fell back into my depression, because I lost sight of having to take care of myself. And it may seem selfish, right, to, you know, have to put these things in place or what have you, but it's not selfish. I mean, it kind of is, you know, you're choosing, you know what, it's my turn. Honestly, that's what I said. It's my turn. I'm like, because I've been giving and giving and giving. I had kids so young, and I've been giving to my career, giving to everything. I'm going to give to myself, and I'm going to do what makes me happy. And what makes me happy is the job that I do now, having these podcasts with my sisters, having these other different things developing and putting in place. So don't forget about yourself. What does goal setting look like in your household? Do you teach this to your kids, your family? How does that look? think that's a me question because I got kids in the house right now. You used to have kids in the house, but yes, I do teach that to my kids as well. I ask them, one thing I do, I create a safe space. We've talked about this before, creating a safe space with your kids so that they can feel that they can talk to you and come to you about anything. And that's what my mom did with me. I could come to her about everything and anything, and it was non-judgmental. She would listen and receive and being attentive, not listening to react, but listening to actually absorb and what I was saying. And it's the same thing that I do with my kids, and it's the same thing that I'm teaching them. Like, it's okay to have your feelings. It's okay to feel however you felt. And so I do teach this to my kids, and I will continue to do that. Was this taught to you? Yeah, but from my mom, it was.
So the question is, was goal setting taught to you?
Yeah, goal setting. Yeah.
For me, goal setting was taught to me in a way of life's achievements, which in a way is personal goals, but in terms of like some of the stuff we're talking about and like putting yourself first, like more of like on the mental health type of side, no, that was not taught to me. I was taught you need to have goals because you're going to be an adult one day. You need to go to college. You need to make money. You need to have a career.
And do whatever it takes to be there.
Yes, and basically make something of yourself. But in terms of like mental health, personal goals, those types of things, that was not necessarily taught to me.
Yeah, and I do that. And my kids are small, right? But like my oldest, he keeps saying, he's like, I want to do Legos and stuff. I was like, okay, first, let's get you to, know what you're going to talk about. What are you going to talk about when we record? Have a plan. He's like, okay, have a plan. I'm like, yes. He's like, what does that mean? I'm like, know what you're going to talk about, A, B, C, your steps of what you're going to talk about and what it is that you're going to show. And then once you have that, and I help you with that, then we can start recording. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to do that. So he's been coming and telling me at 9 years old, Mom, I did this, and this is what it takes to do this. I'm like,
that's wonderful.
Good. I'm like, you're getting it. You're understanding what I'd asked you to do. And he put those goals in place. We put them together because he's 9. Of course, he needs help, understanding and breaking it down to him. And I would say that my mom she did also the personal self-care. She would tell me all the time, she's like, you take care of you. She's like, one thing for me, my nails, I got that from her because we would always get our nails in. And then the other thing also was like, she was like, sometimes you just got to step back. You got to step back and you got to get some time for yourself. So take that time for yourself and screw what anyone else thinks. Screw what anyone else says. I know you're a mom. You're supposed to be at home. You're supposed to always be doing it.
Well, for my family, no. We never talked about goals. We talked about a white picket fence and a white house for women. We talked about 2 kids, a girl for you, or a girl for me, and a boy for you. That's all we talked about. So, saying that, I had to learn.
Yeah, me too.
I had to figure out, wait a minute, who is Roberta, and who is Roberta without the White House, without the white picket fence, without the girl for me and the boy for you? Who is she? Who is that girl? So that was my journey with it, and then with taking care of personal, I just realized, hey, if I give everything out of my cup, I don't have anything. What do I have?
Yeah.
And then as far as with my children, I taught them, hey, write it down. Write down your goals. Make your goals known. Make your limit, make you a list of what you're doing. I even taught them how to do to-do lists every day. And then I also tell them, complete what you start. So many people start things and they don't finish it. That's why, like Nisha said, I know goals is so cliche-ish. We talk about this at first of the year because everybody always like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then the year start, they quit. Complete your goal. Complete it. Complete whatever you have in mind. Don't stop just because it may look a certain way. Like for us, we've been in this 7 months. We're all learning. All three of us learning.
Yes.
And not only are we learning this, we're learning life. Right? We're learning life. But we can't stop just because we're learning.
And I really thought when I was a kid, when you become an adult, you got life figured out. And like, oh, once I get grown, I'll be fine. Like, I'll learn everything. Girl, that is not how that works. At all. That's not how that works. Like,
well, my night is shining on, but never did come.
Baby, I just knew my man when I was a kid. I was going to go to college when I'm 18. I'm going to meet my husband at college. We're going to be married when I turn 23. And I'm going to graduate at 24. And I'm going to have 2 kids.
Hit this.
That's why I say make your goals realistic. And revise your goals.
Yes.
Right.
As need be. But one thing I noticed between you and the three of us, and then Kesha, is that what I was thinking initially when I was talking about my goals in my household, I feel like that's a Black household thing. Like, I feel like Black Americans focus on so much, which isn't a problem, on overcoming the hurdles that we have to face as Black people.
Yeah.
We forget about ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think, like we've discussed in other episodes, kind of like not necessarily struggling, but putting others before yourself is a badge of honor. Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
That martyr. I'm the martyr. I'm the
matriarch.
I'm the savior of the family.
Yes, type of
and
thing.
It just really, it's just
and one thing I would also say is with the Hispanic household too, being the oldest, I'm the oldest. And when you're the oldest, you're the problem solver. You're the one that if we have a problem, you're going to be the one to solve it. If I have an issue, you're going to help me figure it out. And it's like, despite what you might have going on, I don't care what you have going on, you're going to help me. And it's like, I recently experienced this not too long ago with my brother. It's only me and my brother. And we don't have our mom, right? So I had to become mom to him too, in a sense, because I can never replace my mom. But I am now the person that he comes to. So he leans on me, and he was blowing up my phone, and I'm like, dude, I know you need me, but I'm currently in a meeting and I'm trying to find the information that you need, and you're blasting my phone, and I cannot function like this. I'm like, you're starting to make my anxiety go crazy.
Yeah.
So
and then I'm just gonna block it. You're not gonna get no answers at all.
Yes. So I think like one thing like in my culture too is in Hispanic household, and I know it's totally different from my husband, because my husband, I think someone said something about that you have to work. The goal is work, get your house, and maintain your household. And that's what he was taught. For me, my mom also taught me that, but also to take care of yourself. But she didn't tell me how to take care of myself. How do I do that? All she said is get your nose up, despite what anyone does, go get time for yourself. But how do I do that? How do I do that without having my marriage or my relationship with my kids like be ignored? Like, you know, for lack of a better term, be ignored. Like, how do I do that? How do I put those things in place? I was never taught that. So I had to figure that out. And I'm going to be honest, I made mistakes. I did. I would just be like, I just walk out the house. I don't care. I don't care that the house is shambles. I don't care what anyone needs. I'm leaving. Because at that point, I was already fed up.
Yeah, that's Now, I do like going back to Gina. Gina said, put your goals on your calendar. I agree with that. That's a good one, to write your goals down. I think that's great. It's sort of like Nisha was saying, that we do put our we do put a time on your goals. Like I said, if it's 6 months, if it's a year, if it's a year down the road, if it's 2 years, 10 years. Now she said the fear of failure that scares people. It is. Some people sabotage themselves.
Yeah, self-sabotage.
And that goes with what Kesha said about being taught survival. You know me. Black people are taught survival because we've had to survive. Literally was our main focus for hundreds and hundreds of years in America. So it just seems like passed down generation to generation. We're taught survival. Get your job, get your education, get your career, get you a man, get you a family, you be good. maintain that.
Survival.
So those really go hand in hand, and just being afraid to fail and afraid to not survive was always the main goal. And I love that your mom taught you to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And the fear to like take that leap of faith. I think a lot of people are like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Do it. Try. You will never know if you're gonna fail at it if you don't try. And guess what? You're probably gonna fail the first time, but you get up and you try again.
Right.
I want to shout out my mama. I don't know if she's watching, but this was my wake up call. I was on the phone with my mom maybe halfway through 2023, and she said, "Raenesha, you ain't got no kids. You're not married. You can do whatever the hell you want to."
Right.
I said, "No, wait a minute.
Nothing holding you back."
She said, "Really think about that. If you wanted to move to California right now, you don't have nothing to worry about but yourself.
Pack your stuff.
You can pack your shit and go." And I'm like, "Mama, you know what?
Right.
You're right." Like, for some reason, I never thought like that was when it clicked. Like, you really can do whatever you want to do, even if you do have kids. Yes, of course. But that was like my aha moment. Like, I really can do anything I put my mind to. Like, I'm capable. I can do this.
You're capable and able.
That part. Anything that you think, you can conceive.
Yes.
Any thought that you get, you can conceive it. Because guess what? He wouldn't have put it in your heart or your mind if you couldn't have it.
Yeah. And it's that positive self-talk.
That's right.
Talk positive. That's why it's not good to be like, no, I can't because I'm not smart enough, or I'm not this, or whatever. No, don't. You tell yourself, I am smart enough. I am capable. I can do this. I can learn how to do this. Because everything, it's trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And then once you get it, it's probably something else that's going to be an error, and you just fix that up. But you don't allow those errors to interfere with what you have in place. Positive affirmations.
Right.
It reminds me of that video that was going around a while ago. It was like, you think small, bitch. Think big, bitch.
Yeah.
Think big. And that was like that moment where I was like, I've been thinking small. I need to think big. My mama is right. I'm a big dog. I need to think big. Like, there's so much to enjoy in life. Like, just thinking about how small I was really thinking blew my mind when I had that conversation with her.
Right.
So think big, bitch.
Yes.
Don't think small.
I ain't gonna call you.
I think one thing that I do and that I wish I had, and all I can lean on is to just think about what my mom would say, because I know my mom, I'm up exactly like my mom, but my mom was a little bit more of a savage than me. She was a little bit more savage and more spicy than me. And I was like, yes. And all I gotta do is think about what she could do. But I do wish that I could pick up the phone and call her and be like, Mom, this just happened. What do I do? But I'm glad that now I can call my brother, because recently something happened and I called him and he was asleep and he was quick like, wait, wait, what's the matter? What's going on? Like, are you okay? Because I call him distraught and he's never heard me like that, because I've always been that for him. So now that I turned the tables, he was like, oh, like I really caught him off guard. But now I think when you do that with a younger sibling, they're like, okay, like now I get it. Like, it's not just me. It can't just be about me. And sometimes you do have to realize it can't just be all about you sometimes, in that sense, right? Like, if I need to lean on my husband, then he has to, like, okay, code switch. Like, no, she needs me right now. Despite how I may be feeling right now or whatever, she needs me. And this is the moment to be that for her. So you also have to realize, like, sometimes you have to be there for people, but also don't let it interfere with whatever you have going on. If it's something that you're in the middle of, that call can wait. Unless they keep blasting you up like 10 times, then you're like, okay, something's wrong. Pick it up. Determine if it's an emergency, and if it's not, you tell them I'll call you right back because I'm in the middle of something.
Well, I want to ask y'all, what are y'all's relationships?
My relationship grows. I'm gonna say any relationship, because I got this idea with a relationship, because it's a relationship, right? We break it down, relationship. So that means anything I'm involved with, we're gonna be moving.
Yeah.
Anything. Everything I connect with, I want us to be moving. I want us going somewhere because we got a ship going.
Yep.
And we ought to be going selling good, easy, like a cruise. Yeah. I don't want to be what and we so that's what my goal is. I want relationships because I'm looking at all across and not just what other people can bring to me, but I'm a person I like to reflect, right? Because I want to be what can I bring? What I got? And do I feel comfortable? Because sometimes what we reflect or we attract is what we are. So part of my goal, like even right now, part of my goal, that's why I said we always evolving, we always moving, we're always doing something. Even with your goals, part of my goal is to learn how to listen. Right? And I can just be honest about it. I don't have to sugarcoat it. I ain't got to play with, well, no, part of my goal is to learn how to listen, how to pause, how to digest what people are saying to me before I respond.
Yes, because I would say that's me is to learn to listen. Because I'm real quick to be like, well, this is how I'm feeling, and this is what's wrong, but I forget, and I think it's just because I learned this from my therapist. I've been in survival mode for a long time, so I have built up a lot of walls, and I've built these walls since I was a child. Once you break it down, this is what you find out in therapy. You find out that it all happens when you're a kid. You find that out, then it's a little struggle, and you're mad about it, then you cry about it, but then you're like, ooh, that's why I am the way I am. Yeah. So I know I need to listen. I don't need to, and I need to listen to not respond because I'm real quick to want to give advice. And you know what's the crazy thing is that I've told people, if I'm coming to you, don't solicit unless I ask for it. But yeah, I was real quick to do it. Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I need to practice what I preach because I don't think I was in the heat of the moment. You're mad and you're like, well, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to do. What are you talking about? So I have to learn to do that. So I know that's one thing for relationships, and also to also just not necessarily mend, but maintain and sustain, certain relationships and work on it because I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone in the world is perfect. We all have flaws. We all have things that we have to work on. Sometimes things is just part of our personality too. So it's kind of like a battle within yourself because you're like, this, and it's like I want to tell him or her something, but I cannot. I need to hold my tongue. I need to take a step back because I need to not react. Because also another thing that I told myself is don't want to disturb my peace. Yes. Do I really want to disturb my peace? Do I really want to have this conversation with this person right now? Do I really want to even bring this up? Or do I even want to be looking for answers? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to disturb my peace.
Right. Well, I can say this might be taboo.
Okay.
But I can say that I feel like this whole peace thing has become toxic for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I think this whole maintaining my peace is an unrealistic goal for a lot of people because life ain't peaceful, relationships ain't peaceful, paying bills ain't peaceful, going to work ain't peaceful. Life is not a fairy tale. Yeah. So at a certain point, we have emotions for a reason. Mm-hmm. So at a certain point, you got it because of peace. Yeah. And I've learned that, my goal which is why I'm saying what I'm saying, my goal for 2024 in relationships is to find a balance between what is worth disturbing my peace, what in my relationships is not. If it's not, at what point do I address the issue? Because like my friend said earlier, I'm slower to anger, which is something I've worked on for so long. So I know if I'm too upset in a moment and I know I'm not going to listen, like y'all were saying, I'm going to say, okay, we're not going to have this conversation right now. I'm going to walk away when I'm calmer and you're calmer. we'll be able to talk.
Because nothing positive gonna come out of this.
We're just gonna be hollering at each other.
Yeah.
And now we're both upset for nothing. But I do know once we do have this conversation, my peace is gonna be disturbed, but it's for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding how I know it's important to, and I've mastered letting people go. 23 taught me that. But understanding which relationships to let go of, how to let go of them, and being okay with letting go of them. So I'm trying to find a good balance, because I don't want to be that person that just cuts people off.
Yeah.
People aren't perfect, but I also don't want to let people go to where I feel like, okay, this is a relationship I should have been let go, but now I'm too attached because I don't want to let go.
Yeah, and I was definitely agree with you, because there were some relationships that I was like, no, I'm gonna keep trying. But then I realized I'm the only one trying.
Absolutely.
In any relationship, be that friendship, be that a family, it needs to, it's together. It takes two. You cannot be the only one trying. You cannot be the only one making the plans. You cannot be the only one just basically just trying. You can't.
Now, I do want to say, it's personal though. So again, be reflective of yourself, right? So, and why I'm saying that is because, we're all caregivers. So as caregivers, we have a tendency to be codependent, right?
Speak on it, Roberta.
So we have to be very careful what we do and how we do it, because we can become codependent on someone else, which codependency has nothing to do with personal goals. They're your goals. They're yours. So be aware of that. Be aware of, when you're writing your goals, don't put someone else in them. Don't do that. Now, if you want to learn assertive communication skills, I'm going to be more assertive. If I want to create boundaries, I'm going to create boundaries. I'm going to practice a couple of healthy boundaries every week for 6 months until it. See, the trick is, if you do something different for 21 days, guess who changes? You change. That's all it takes, 21 days to change it. So if you decide, okay, I want to change this, this, and this, do it for 21 days so you can change that pattern. But what I'm saying, be careful. Don't put, my boyfriend Joe, if I can get him to do this. No, he ain't part of this. If I can get my mama on the phone to talk to me, like I done read in this book, or I didn't, hear. No, these are yours. That's why I was saying with me, I'm working on me. This is my goal. My goal is to learn to listen without responding, without trying to fix, without trying to give advice, but also to be open to, hey, Nisha say, Roberta, come on down here, let's do this. Be open to saying and trust in her and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Because I think as a person, me personally, that's where my issues are, is trust and not listening. Just be honest.
Which is a result of life.
Right. Yeah. and surviving, right?
Yes.
Because if I'm surviving, hell, I know I can't trust you.
Yeah, especially when people have let you down or and that can be anyone. And anyone just lets you down. Your trust, you're going to have issues with your trust no matter what. And then you have to work on trying to build that back up. So, but like Roberta's saying, your goals are your goals. And also, I want to add to that is you cannot change someone else. If you know someone else needs to grow, that can't be your problem. You keep doing you, and you will know if it ends, whatever that ship is, and it ends. At least you know that you did your part. It had nothing to do with you because you were the one trying. You were the one working on it.
And that was my motto. So crazy that you said that for 2023 is taking things for what they are. If we just learn to take things, situations, and people for what they are, not for what we want them to be, not for what we hope for them to be, not for what they should have been, not for what we think we can change out of it. Take a situation and a person for what it is right now. What can I do with this?
Yes. And someone said Gina said, work with like-minded people. Then that's what we're talking about at the beginning. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with people that are gonna uplift you and not be like the fuel to add to a fire that's going. No, it's to be, you want to circle with someone that's gonna be like, now look, you know, to correct you, because sometimes you need that. You need that accountability, and you need someone to be like, well, hold on, let's take a step back and let's talk about that again. So it like-minded people, definitely.
Yeah, and with situations, taking situations is easier said than done. Taking them for what they are, it takes. Ooh. You got to learn how to let go of control of things. Feeling like you can control your life or control people. You got to let go of what you hope for and the disappointment that comes with it. And you have to be able and ready to do something with what you're taking. Okay, this person let me down all the time. No matter how bad I want them to get they shit together, no matter how bad I want this relationship to work, it's not. So I'm taking it for what it is. What am I going to do about it? I got two choices. That make life so much simpler. Right. You got two choices. Once I've accepted this failing relationship, I'm going to stay in it and struggle and keep letting it fail, or I'm going to walk away. Right. And that also comes with, like we said earlier, accountability. Right. And that was one of my goals a couple years ago. Right. And that's some hard shit. But it works.
It is. Yes. It is. And I like that you said choices. Remember that everybody got choices. You got a choice. Even when you feel like, hey, I don't have any choices, you got a choice. And like I said, if you practice something different for 21 days, it's going to work. It's going to change. It's going to change you. Yeah. You know, complete what you say you're going to do. Don't make goals for this 24. Make these for your life. Be that adamant about you.
Stepping stone.
Right, right. And invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. You know, hey, I always want to do this, or this is what I want to do, or, you know, I don't know how to do this. I don't. Invest in yourself. You are the best investment you can ever make.
Yes.
Now, the other thing I want to say before I hand it over to you is write this stuff down. Yes. Write your plans down. Because guess what?
Yeah,
right. Because there has been test surveys done, meaning people who don't write their goals down usually don't do them. 80% of people who do write them down, guess what? They obtain them. Write your stuff down.
Write it down.
Write it down.
You know what? It's crazy you said that, because I feel like every time I wrote my goals down, it just went to shit.
Really?
I don't know if I got a curse on me or somebody doing juju or voodoo, but I feel like every time I write my goal down, the next day it just.
You know what?
But you know what?
Happened to me too.
But let me tell you something else.
It could be the enemy.
Right. But let me tell you something else. That go with the consistency part. This because you get a roadblock, you know, don't just because you get detoured don't mean you ain't gonna make it where you're going. You see what I'm saying? I know it takes a while
to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, it takes a while to think of that away. But like I tell the women that I counsel with at night, just because you here don't mean you don't end up over here.
Yeah, and also with that, I think I lost it. But the writing it down, yes, that's good. But Raenesha said that happened to me too. I wrote it down and I was like, shit. I'm like, what the hell? I just wrote this down, and what is going on?
It's like I write it down and go in the atmosphere, and the enemy like, let me get that goal.
That's what I was gonna say. Keep it to yourself. One thing that I've learned is keep it to yourself.
I do not like to share my stuff.
Be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
That's right.
Don't talk about what you're doing. Don't talk about what you're building. Don't talk about what you're working on. Because when you do that, people are ready to try to interfere, or people who are envious are ready to beat you to the punch. Right. They're ready to do that as well, because that happened to me several times. As soon as I said I was going to do X, here was this person trying to do it. But of course, you ain't got my sauce. So guess what? It probably ain't gonna work out for you. Right. I'm gonna wish you luck, but the reason you're doing this because you're trying to beat me to the punch. And yes, and I was like, man, manifestation is real. Yes. So, ladies, I found the song. I did.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked Kesha if she could play it. So she got it there in the queue to be able to play it. But close us out, Nisha, before we play that.
I'm
that
let
song.
Roberta do it. Roberta
close us out, Roberta. Yeah, man, you
come on, Roberta.
Yes, close us out, Roberta.
I said I was saying just before I turn it back over there. Well, like we said, write it down. Make your plans plain. Make them plain. Even if you have done in the past, complete what you start. Be determined. Have ownership of it. Know that you're going to be successful. As a fact, say I am successful.
Period.
Yes.
Affirmations.
Right. All right.
You see, I choose
Yes,
me.
I choose me by
Okay,
Samantha Leah.
now.
Look her up. She got some good music. Like,
and then when we say make your goals tangible and measurable.
And
yes,
make 'em
tangible, measurable, realistic.
That's right. That's right. And love you.
Yes, love yourself.
Be patient with you.
Love yourself.
And be kind to yourself.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh.
My goodness. So y'all do it. Write it down. Y'all got this.
I'm excited to hear this.
We got this.
Yeah. Because it's all.
Well, if you know anything about me by now, you should probably know the answer is. I know that they might not get it, but I choose me. They might think I'm crazy, but let them, cause I choose me. Some people might even get jealous, but I choose me. I need to do what makes me happy, so I choose me. I know that they might not get it, but I choose me. Floating through the universe, I just want to be free. How could you ever know what's best for me if you're not even me? One foot in my former life, one foot into something new. Tell my family everything alright, but inside I'm a bit confused. Feeling like the path that I've been on ain't the one that I'm supposed to do. Be myself or be someone else, now which one will I choose? I know that they might not get it, but I choose me. They might think I'm crazy, but let them, cause I choose me. Some people might even get jealous, but I choose me. I need to do what makes me happy, so I choose me. I know that they might not get it, but I choose. Time to put myself first and care about the way I feel. I used to think I was cursed, but all of it guided me to heal me. Yeah, I'm an empath, but I am free. I'm moving forward with my sovereignty. Can you see? I know that they might not get it, but I choose me. They might think I'm crazy, but let them, cause I choose me. Some people might even get jealous, but I choose me. I need to do what makes me happy, so I choose me. I know that they might not get it, but I choose.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
y'all.
Bye. See y'all
enjoyed
next
that.
month. Well, not next Monday.
Good Monday.
Two Mondays. We're second and fourth Monday now. See y'all fourth Monday.
Roberta.